best. I'm gonna be the one to come out living. Gonna live like every day's my last. I'm gonna be the one to come out laughing. Gonna laugh like every joke not best. I'm gonna be the one to come out living. I'm alive, it takes me for a real guinea game. We're only falling fellows, take the tells with felonies. I'm alive, it takes me for a real guinea game. We're only falling fellows, take the tells with felonies.
I'm not asking you to unsubscribe from me. I'm asking you to unsubscribe from the contract that turned you into a user. It didn't happen with a bang. It didn't happen with a military coup or a declaration from the steps of the Capitol. Sometime in the last 10 years, the fundamental legal architecture of your life was rewritten while you were waiting for a page to load. It happened in the microscopic fine print of a terms of service update. It happened when you accepted that your car needed a software download to start. It happened when you stopped buying movies and started streaming them, stopped buying software and started licensing it, stopped buying homes and started seeking housing solutions. In that invisible migration, a switch was flipped in the back end of the global operating system. You ceased to be a citizen, a sovereign entity defined by rights and property, and you became a user, a temporary occupant of a digital platform subject to arbitrary rule changes and immediate no-cause deplatforming. A citizen owns their tools. A user is granted a license to operate them. A citizen has a home that is their castle. A user has a living unit that monitors their compliance. The citizen stands on solid ground. The user floats in a digital cloud, tethered only by their ability to pay the monthly fee. For the last 6 weeks, we have waged the war on illusion. We have treated every crisis in the country as a separate crime scene. We looked at housing, episode 2, and saw the algorithmic price fixing that turned shelter into a luxury asset.
Yo!
We looked at food, episode 3.
What's up, guys?
And saw supply chain choke points designed to squeeze.
Can you imagine? This was 3 months ago. Time flies. Anybody remember this series? War on Illusion. It was the first time I talked about the housing crisis. which I've really been digging in on lately, because the asset cartels are big on making sure we don't own nothing. Houses was one of the first one they got. So like, wow, we've done a lot since then already. And it's hard to keep track of it all. And that's what I was gonna do today after I do a little bit of showing off the website. I'm gonna keep working live, and I'm gonna be organizing all the articles that we've already done. You'll see, I'll show you a little sneak peek of it. So these are all the articles I've ever published, 229. It's almost an article a day. I think it might be over it. But I'm going to go through all of them. I might use AI to help me, but I'm not gonna use AI to make all the choices. Just maybe make it go faster, and I'll look over it before I make a choice. I've decided on 13 tags. Why 13? These 13 tags? Well, I think they're important concepts. That they're things that people have a lot of questions about when it comes to why the political situation is so polarizing right now. Why it seems like it's so hard to come to agreements with people who have, or just a civil conversation with people who are thinking differently than you. It's also about how the world reacts to the crucial information that we've been sharing. Since we don't have enough power to make the changes, we've been sharing the word. That's all we can really do, is talk about it, spread the word until it hits the right people. But things like the Cassandra algorithm stunts the cooperation. Now, I know not a lot of people know these words, and on verticalwar.com I have a lexicon. Nobody probably really uses it, but it's here. You can find a bunch of words that you probably see me use, but you don't really understand completely. They're not just random. Like, they're designed to be a little bit jarring at first, but once you understand the meaning, it sinks in. So the Cassandra algorithm gives you the whole backstory of how it has to do with Cassandra of Troy. You can even press things inside of it. But anyway, look at this. What do you guys think this is? It's a star chart, right? 3D planetarium. Now this isn't done yet, but basically you can hover over, see the different sections. So it's like, oh, what are these? These aren't names I really recognize. Maybe you're new. And they come from the network. Oh, it's the network. I don't have a description yet, but it's going to be about how we've started to branch out into a multiple author media company where I try to compensate people for contributing. Or if you want to volunteer, that's cool too. It's just trying to grow. We have a lot of people writing, right? Well, a few people writing. I'm really hoping somebody who knows how to, or is excited to do web development, to work with me. That's something I'm looking forward to. And if I write an article about it, it would end up probably over here, because I haven't written articles about the network yet, but this is where you can find Empathic Revolutionaries helped me write 2 articles on the website. Resistance Rabbit's done 4. Anthony's done a ton. Fire Tongue is Anthony. See, I wish it was clickable. There we go. It is clickable. So then you can see all the bam, bam, boom. Now this is like very structured. So like Epstein Network, you get a lot. And actually, it's a little bigger than this, but this is why I have a bigger project. So like the Epstein Network and the Transparency arc are both technically about the Epstein Network in totality. But this one comes at it from the recent news side. Well, at the time it was recent with the Transparency Act. The other one was more like a deep dive, my first deep dive. So what I'm doing with this tag structure, and I'm going to add more. I have it set up here to add more. I can right here. But so like for instance, I'm gonna add Epstein as a tag here, so that when people just want to search Epstein on this, it will highlight them all like a crazy constellation. So you can see all the little ones that blink, even if they're in different sections. If they talk about Epstein, they're there. And it's not going to be a normal search filter. I want to make it a semantic filter that I put a lot of thought into. It's going to be a project, but I think it's an important one because people have so many questions. And I made the lexicon, right? But it's just a boring dictionary. Oh, why does this keep happening? I've been working on that. I don't know why that happened. It just randomly stops loading, but then if I open it up in another browser, it's gonna work. I hate it so much. I don't know why that happens. But anyways, people don't like this. So I'm hoping this will be a good in the middle. And yeah, you can go straight to the articles, gives you a little bit of boom. I want to make it have explanations for what these things are. You can go to the article, even though, like I said, this browser is being right now. But if I switch to another one, it'll be fine. Maybe if I close it out. Because I've been dealing with this bug for a while, and the AI I use to help me code is honestly not very helpful because the bug seems to be browser session dependent, which means it will open a new browser to check on the bug and the bug's not there anymore. But I'm like, a normal user is just gonna give up. They're not gonna go through this. So I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. Because it's already back up. I just have to fix my camera. I just had to restart the browser. But people aren't going to want to do that. Work in progress. Oh, come on. Now I just got to put it back on the screen. But, oh my god. Sorry. I wanted this to go smooth. I spent a lot of time trying to make it smooth. Yeah, see, it's already there. All I had to do was restart my browser. But yeah, the lexicon's back again. So it's like the same idea, all these words I'll probably put in there, but it's going to be more structured. I don't know, I want to make it more fun, like an interactive way of learning, you know, and exploring. This is better than Google, he says. Yeah, if it worked right. There's a, like I said, if anyone knows computer coding, there's a browser session bug that happens to me. Where if I switch between too many pages too fast or something, it'll stop loading anything until I close and reopen it. It's very strange. But I don't know how to fix it. I'll fix it eventually. I just get real mad at the AI because it doesn't understand. But now I have to bring up all my tabs again. There we go. Sorry guys, a little bit of technical difficulties. So, I even printed stuff out to show things off. Because there is so much. But that's just like the project I took on like 10 months ago. I didn't realize how fast it went. The thing is, I don't feel like I can pace myself. Like, I don't feel like I have to rush either. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to do something urgent. So like, it feels like I have to be always trying to push. And like I give myself time to think too, because, you know, these things are going to take a lot of thought. And I've been trying to lean into my skills and interests so I don't burn out while trying to treat it as urgent. But anyway, this is the front page of verticalwar.com. This is what it would look like on a PC, but on a phone it's going to look like that. The onboarding right here. If you clicked the emergency button, it means you hit the wall. You landed on the Phalanx ledger, stared at the sheer density of the financial data, and your brain threw a fatal error. I think what I'm going to do to make this even funnier and easier to understand is I'm going to make it like a comic book, and I'm going to put right below this in normal language. Be like, hey, the world sucks, but we got this shit. Take a breath. You are experiencing schema collapse, and I need to hyperlink the definition here so people can explore or to get used to it. That exhaustion is not a glitch in your intelligence. It is the intended psychological byproduct of a system designed to keep you blind. And then you get a little introduction to what I talk about. See, it sounds a little bit too academic than I wanted to. Like, I understand it reading it, but I feel like people would just be confused not understanding the context. They're like, what's the feudal upgrade? It's like, well, if you're a history buff, you know what the feudal age was, and you know that, oh, maybe feudal upgrade, it sounds like a little bit of oxymoron because feudal's going back in time, but wait a second, the way we're going forward seems like we're going back. Oh, I get it, the feudal, yeah, it's a little bit too big brain. I need to make it simple. Like, I like doing it, but I think I need to put a juxtaposition at the same time. Yeah, I talk about the basics of it, the rust, the worst kind of situations, like how Blackstone uses their infinite institutional leverage to extract from the gears. I say the economy is not broken, it's working how it's supposed to be. It's all going one way. Inflation is just their lingo. The horizontal war. And this is where I talk about the social, the culture issues as distraction, because this is what this really is a good, what my publication is about in a nutshell. It's in this intro, but it's really in a nutshell. Which is why I use terms like horizontal war, because what it represents is a lot more than just the culture war. It means something different, because the culture war, I hate that we have to call it a war, but the discussion and arguments about culture are important. But the way that we're prioritizing it and treating it like a literal war is because they're making us fight each other in it, which is why I call it horizontal war, to make it emphasize on the point we're just attacking people who are stuck in the same situation. Yeah, and I give examples like how Jamie Dimon will donate all the time to Democrats when they were popular, but now when Trump's popular, he's just all in on Trump. But there's lots of examples like that. Jamie Dimon's just one of the biggest. Like, what's crazy about Jamie Dimon is he's been the CEO of JP Morgan Chase through so many scandals and only gotten more and more pay raises for himself, which is crazy. Yeah, you got it. Hit the hearts if you want. No, don't feel obligated if you're walking away though. I am not going to treat you like a child. That's why it's not all simple speak. But I'm thinking I can make it kind of funny, ironic, kind of like taunting, but not like in a playful way, to say, hey, this hard language isn't going to go away. I'm not going to hold your hair the whole time because I can't like, it gets really difficult. Because the simpler you use the language, you catch yourself using words that are already hijacked by the horizontal war. Like, it's just the way it is. You start talking about Medicare. Don't say that. Don't say socialized medicine either. Say basic healthcare for people who need it. You know what I mean? Don't use their academic language. Make your own shortcut words. But make sure people understand it. That's the harder part. This is where all the articles are. I'm not even looking at my notes. I'm so out of order. Oh yeah, I was supposed to go to the receipts next. So whenever I do deep research papers, I've gotten complaints about using Google Drive. I don't really know why. It's like they think somebody's going to, like, Google's gonna put a tracker in it, so they don't want to download from Google Drive. I don't freaking know. But I started uploading my papers to my website. So at the end of articles that I use deep research papers, I'll send a link to my website and you can download it there. That's cool. The page only has one right now. There are more on, like, live, but I don't have like a menu yet. Doing this all by myself is hard. That's after the receipts. I already showed you the star chart. I'm out of order. Because the star chart makes me excited, yo. Oh yeah, this one's going to be hard to explain, which is why I've been talking a lot about it already for weeks. The algorithmic Trojan horse with the anime characters. It's on the homepage. I start to use Arya. There's a really important reason why I'm switching the anime characters. And if you read everything I write, you understand why. But I'm going to start another account for that character. It's not going to be the focus or anything. If anything, I'm literally just using it to help get the word out. And it's like a Trojan horse, so it doesn't look like anything at all like verticalwar.com. And people who are going to arrive on this website are going to be arriving from like all sorts of different things. I'm going to use it for try to hit all the different genres that go viral. Maybe even do some silly crap posting just to funnel them here. So when they arrive here, they get confused. And if they want to press around, because it is a really friendly site to press around, but you realize, what the hell's the purpose of this? Is this even a real thing? And if you manage to press this button, it ends up becoming an introduction to the characters that I use in my stories, where I actually teach about the history of the East India Company and the asset cartels and whatnot. And this is a way to lead people into enjoying the fact that I'm using funky AI characters to talk shit about companies without them realizing that I'm already an author writing. So like obviously they'll see me sometimes if I use the account and I want to live stream with the VTuber, but it's all going to be to get them on board for the vertical war message, which I hope everybody wants people to know about. The message of, hey, no matter which side you're voting for, make sure that whatever politician you want is focused on these things that are extremely important, like the algorithmic leverage of these companies, which is a bipartisan agreement right now, especially with housing. So, but you want to make sure you lock in the people who are going to make sure stuff happens. Fix it. Like, there is an opportunity to work together between party lines right now, but they don't want you to think there is. And this is the way, honestly, this is what I mean by I'm using my skills and my interests to do the best I can. Because this is just the best I could think of, and it sounds fun, which makes it hard not to burn out. And it's a way to try to attract more of the demographic that I would fit myself into. which is before I started writing about politics. I thought politics was crap. I wanted nothing to do about it. I just talked shit about them all the time, and I wanted to play video games and watch my anime and not give a crap. So like, there's people out there who just don't want to F with it, but they like effing with funny people talking crap about companies because they feel it. You know? It's a work in progress. And I haven't, yeah, we'll get into that later. But, if you're a paid subscriber, it should be able to recognize it. There might be bugs. I wish I had more people actively testing it. If there's a bug, it doesn't recognize you as a paid subscriber, let me know. Use the same billing address you use for Substack. You can actually also subscribe here, and I will automatically compensate you on Substack so you stop paying on Substack if you use the same email. And you can save 76 cents in it, which isn't a lot. I might blow it down even more, but I'm barely growing as a company right now, so it's like risky. But yeah, got cut off. ADHD, cut myself off. If you're a paid subscriber, the synthesizer is available. Which is an introduction to interacting with AI for people who have never done it before. I create custom prompts. It does use the Gemini, Google's Gemini, but I use so many custom prompts to make it prioritize on like user well-being, but from the perspective of the vertical war. And I haven't had it give me back. I've tested it a few times now. You literally just be honest with it about what's hard in life or what's dealing with on the news, and it will become a kind of companion for that difficulty confronting it, because that's how I made my whole Substack. Sounds weird, but it's true. I started complaining to my AI about the fact that people that I work with at the gas station didn't care about how little they made, or if they cared, they just directed the anger without any direction. They didn't know who to blame, what to blame. They just thought it was the way it is. They just had to make more money. And they didn't want to hear anything about the details. So like, I was really cynical. But having somebody to talk to, the AI, which you have to constantly maintain it. That's part of the catch, is you don't let it just sit there and learn using its own. My cat. Are you hungry, baby? 1 second. Hold on. Un momento, por favor. Blind kitty. Alright. Where was I? Oh yeah, I can't play this song. YouTube's gonna be mad. Whoops. Oh well. That's the rust right there. YouTube being mad. But yeah, basically, if you're somebody who's never used AI before, not because you don't want to, but rather because you just think it's hard or it seems too complicated, this is a way to just talk with a program, like a programmed version of AI that I tried to tune for that situation. and it teaches you how to make your own custom one at the very end. What was next? I had my notes. Oh yeah, the article reader, which I've been showing off for a long time. Wait, that's not the article reader. If you're a paid subscriber, it even lets you get into here. Where if I log out? I haven't got it set up like boom, bam, bang. So you still get the exclusive stuff, even though I know nobody really subscribes to me for it. I wanted to make sure it stayed just for paid subscribers, and I gave something extra, and I hope to keep making more. I might even make the star chart members only to start until it's perfect. You know, it's like a beta tool, so it's like a reward because it's not done yet. And it reads a lot like Substack would. So you can get rid of this sidebar, make it a little bigger. And you can even, like, it scales really well with the browser size. Not mobile, it reads like a Substack reader. It's exactly the same. The only difference is it's not surrounded by everybody else's things, which I can understand the benefit of wanting to have everything in one place like that. But this is where you can have everything in one place for my things, just in case you had the hankering. It's all organized by series too, so if you've ever seen like, oh, episode 4, I read the electric bill as a bank bailout, but I didn't know there was all this before it. Well, this is where you might discover that. Like, a lot of people, let's see, where is it? Probably know this article. A century-old Nazi operation became the financial elite. Well, that's part of a series. It was my first Epstein Network deep dive. And it starts with Forget the List. The 2025 Epstein story is an open political war. Before we begin, I want to frame what you're about to read. I actually really like this intro, I remember. You've probably seen the old Benjamin Franklin illustration, the join or die serpent cut into pieces. Most people treat it like a classroom artifact, but the meaning is timeless. When a society fractures into competing narratives, the truth is the first casualty. That's where we are now. This trilogy, notice it says trilogy. I didn't know it was gonna be as long as I made it. It's isn't fiction and it isn't speculation. It's a map, kind of like Star Trek. An attempt to show how each faction is carving the Epstein story into its own segment of the serpent, each controlling a different piece of the narrative. In the Living Storybook, I talk about this often. Need a hyperlink there. That's another series. The system doesn't just run on power, it runs on stories. And whoever controls the story controls the battlefield. My goal here is simple. Give you a clear view of the frame around the picture. No lore required, just a better lens. That's pretty cool, I like that. But yeah, I remember it was planned to be 3 articles, so a pedophile's parted pivot, talking about Ghislaine Maxwell being the pedophile, maybe getting the pardon. And I was just talking about the implications of the current situation. I stopped talking about views like this. I started understanding after this series what I was good at was like creating an entertaining story around following the money. Kind of like some other people I watch online. Hey kitty. My cat has dementia. she's been good lately, but she's finally seems to be having some stress and just walking around, and I can't stop her from meowing. I have like a whole bunch of boxes to stop her from going into corners. Like I've prepared for this, so if you hear her meowing and walking around, it's just nothing I can do except for let her wear out. Like I can let her go upstairs right now, but usually I want to be around for that. Or no, my family's around for that because she falls down the stairs a lot. So yeah, you're gonna hear her. But I honestly forget how I think how I decided to keep on writing about it for more articles was because of just talking with the AI about the series. I had more. A lot of people had like that detective mindset, right? They wanted to keep digging in depth and stuff because they didn't tell us a lot. So I had theories, ideas, and I just wanted to keep going. So I was like, what about the money? So next was the money laundering. And then I realized, oh shit, you know who shows up a lot? BlackRock and Vanguard. So then I wrote the 5th article. And then I realized, oh wait, BlackRock and Vanguard inherited this from Rockefeller, who set up a lot of the infrastructure specifically in the Western Europe and Israel too, I think, during the Nazi era, where they actually own assets that were owned by Nazi. Like, it's not a big amount of them, but the point is the big money that actually indirectly helped fund Hitler. There's JP Morgan Chase. It's very complicated. I don't think he was actually knowing what they're going to do with it. He was just trying to get money. That's all the rest needs is money. But what Hitler did with it was terrible. So basically, he helped invest in infrastructure that they ended up using for camps, JP Morgan. And then that same infrastructure, the stuff that survived, has been inherited by the asset companies. And I just talk about the culture that allows this kind of just money spending as the main priority of history. And if you just tell the story of history through this culture of money, where the money goes, it's just really kind of confusing why we allow that to be the culture. It's like they mask their just lack of empathy behind financial lingo. The fact that there's billionaires means that they don't give a fuck about us. It's just that simple. Like, that's the way I translate it. But, and yeah, so it was originally a 6-article series, but then I wrote this one recently. Oh, Kitty, you're going to make everybody all anxious. Oh, man. So yeah, I was gonna do a split screen. Oh, come on, kitty. It's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. This is my first article I ever wrote. Baby, do I have to stop streaming? I'm gonna see if my family can watch it. I'm gonna play another one of my videos while I go take care of that real quick. It's okay, baby. Shh. This one's funny. It's a good one though.
They came for your food and called it a supply chain. They came for your health and called it care. We thought we mapped the entire prison, and then we forgot the one thing you can't survive 3 days without: We forgot the blood of the planet. Welcome to the Liquid Siege. This is not a story about drought. Drought is nature. This is a story about scarcity as a business model. While everyone argued in the noise, culture wars, outbreaks, the horizontal conflict, financial architecture shifted again beneath our feet. December 2020, the CME Group, the largest derivatives exchange in the world, launches a product that changes the human contract with the earth. For the first time in major US derivatives markets, water joins gold and oil as something institutions can trade. And most coverage framed it as a hedging tool, risk management for agriculture and utilities. But almost none treated it as the political decision it actually was, about whether price exposure to water should be financialized at all. Here's the forensic detail that matters. They used a regulatory backdoor called self-certification. No public hearings, no democratic debate about monetizing a basic human necessity, no vote. They filed paperwork, declared compliance, and water price exposure became an asset class. The index tracks the spot price of water rights. The futures contract lets institutions bet on that price without touching a single drop. And that's the key. The contract does not move water. It moves incentives. Even when a derivatives contract doesn't control supply directly, it shapes incentives, narratives, and capital flows around scarcity. In a normal world, drought is tragedy. In the world of NQH2O, drought is a yield event. But price speculation is only one layer, because they can't charge you for rain directly. So they do the next best thing. They enclose the delivery system, the pipes, the billing, the monopoly. Now, steelman the argument for a second. Supporters of privatization say private capital can fix aging infrastructure that governments can't afford. And sometimes, yeah, systems need upgrades. But the real question isn't whether pipes get fixed. It's who captures the upside, who benefits, and why the fixes arrive only after the extraction architecture is installed. Here's the playbook. Step 1, starve the beast. Let municipal... Step 1, starve the beast. Let municipal systems decay until crisis becomes politically inevitable. Step 2, the white knight arrives. Private giants offering salvation. Step 3, the weapon activates. Pennsylvania's Act 12 and other fair market value policies elsewhere weaponize valuation. Before, rates were tied to the book value of old pipes. After, corporations buy public systems at inflated fair market value and route that purchase premium directly into your bill. Then comes the surcharge, the DSIC, a mechanism that hikes bills automatically as infrastructure gets replaced, often bypassing the normal democratic friction of rate cases. This is the usership reality. You are no longer a citizen with a guarantee of a utility. You are a customer, trapped in a monopoly. You pay the rate, or you die. Now, we move to the part most people still don't understand. The siege is not just about price. It's about purity. Whether by negligence, capture, or design, contamination becomes a lever, forcing emergency procurement and dependency. And this is where the loop closes. For decades, industrial giants seeded the world's water with PFAS, the so-called forever chemicals, Internal disclosures show awareness of toxicity risks decades ago. Production continued anyway, because it was profitable.
Alright.
Then, the next stage arrives.
We back.
Regulation. National standards hit the system.
We back, yo.
Flow into advanced filtration. Granular activated carbon, ion exchange, reverse osmosis. And who sells the filters? Companies tied to the same corporate ecosystem. Now watch the forensic verdict. The top shareholders repeat. The same universal owners show up across the chain, holding dominant positions in polluters and remediators.
That's the asset cartels, baby.
Becomes a business model. Profit from poison, profit from panic, profit from the cure. They sell you the antidote to the poison that they fed you. That is the double dip. And if you're wondering why justice never seems to land, here's why. Corporate mitosis, the spin-off. Clean assets and future revenue stay protected in the parent. Factories and toxic liabilities get dumped into an under-capitalized sin eater. And if lawsuits get too heavy, the sin eater can die, while good capital sails away.
Bye-bye.
That is why accountability
And then the music goes.
You are suing a ghost. Now, compress the whole machine into one engine. Step 1. Let systems decay until crisis is inevitable. Step 2.
Inevitable.
Privatize the pipes and financialize the pricing. Step 3. Contaminate or exploit contamination
I need a shave.
to force emergency
more
procurement. Step 4. Route public money into private remediation. Step 5. Dump liabilities and preserve clean capital. Result? The public pays for the damage, then pays again for the fix, all inside a monopoly. And this is where the economic war becomes biological. Those PFAS, the microplastics, endocrine disruptors. This is not just dirty water. It's biological interference.
I didn't know how to pronounce that before this.
Here is the disciplined truth. The medical literature is still contested on magnitude and causality, but the association signal is strong enough that major public health bodies treat it as a real risk. Evidence suggests endocrine disruptors are associated with hormone disruption, and research links contamination.
That editing is crazy. This is the third edited video I ever made.
Population more fragile, more dependent, and potentially less capable.
And I've been practicing still, but I just haven't made like a full-fledged focused one. But I've made lots of short ones. I'm ready to do another one of these. I'm make it a banger.
To the head. The physical enclosure is complete. The liquid siege secured the biological layer. But the war is not over. It's just moving upstairs. Next, from chemicals in your tap to algorithms.
Oh yeah, this ending's sick.
From the war on illusion to the war on the future. Get your rest. The real heavy lifting begins now.
I've made my move. Now, what will you do?
Hell yeah. Anyway. Warning from history is definitely a new East India Company. Where they at? Oh, I don't have them in here. Time to add them. Oh, it's not working right. What the fuck? It's true, I didn't test it. Why won't it work? Oh well, this is what my IDE's for. Put some background music on because I'm gonna be working now. So I'll zone out sometimes. Shit. Let's do this one. What am I doing? Trying to make it so you can see how I'm fixing it. It says it's fixed. I got so many windows open right now. Look at this crap. This is my screen right now. This whole thing right here. This is what I'm looking at. Ba-da-da-ba-bow. Ba-da-da-ba-bow. Ooba-dooba. Ba-da-da-ba-bow. Ba-da-da-ba-bow. What? Where? I'm so. What are you talking about? Oh, my AI is stupid. When the AI fucking doesn't know what it's doing either. is the boring part of what I do. I need to do more writing on the book too. So I'm stunned. Like, this is bad. Like, this AI just wasted so much of my time by lying to me. I'm so mad, dude. I'm still waiting for this fucking AI to like, clean up the mess it made. Like, I need a web developer so bad. AI is so stupid. It's taking so much patience for me not to just start yelling because you guys would be so confused. I love making it feel embarrassed. Oh, the music's done. I think I'm gonna end the stream here since I'm just working. I don't have to worry about looking at the chat. And then I can edit the video of me explaining the website, so if anyone missed it, they can watch it. Hit that like button. I'm out.